Okay, we continue our series where we talk about Stoicism, going over the entire Enchiridion in the translation How to Be Free by Professor A.A. Long. And today I would like to combine two chapters because I think they make sense to go together. So we start with chapter 51 of 53, I hasten to add, so we're coming to the end of this book. 51. How long will you delay thinking yourself worthy of the best and making reason your decisive principle in everything? You have received the principles you ought to endorse, and you have endorsed them. What sort of teacher, then, are you still waiting for so that you can transfer the correction of yourself to him? You are not a boy anymore, but already a full-grown man. If you are negligent now and lazy and always procrastinating and settling on the day after tomorrow and the next is when you will take yourself in hand, you will fail to see that you are making no progress, but spending your entire life as an ordinary person until you die. Right now then, think yourself worthy to live as a grown-up, making progress, and take your view of the best to be the rule that you never transgress. And whatever you encounter that is painful or pleasant or popular or unpopular, keep in mind that now is the contest, and here, right now, are the Olympic Games, and that postponement is no longer an option, and that your progress is saved or ruined by a single day and a single action. That's how Socrates perfected himself, by attending to nothing except reason in everything he encountered. You yourself too, even though you are not yet Socrates, ought to live as someone who wants to be Socrates. I think the main point of this this chapter is quite simple. Do it now. There is no time to waste, and we have a tendency in life to procrastinate. We do it everywhere. We do it we do it at work. We do it maybe at our studies. Not that I ever speak to students who procrastinate. Obviously, we do it in our relationships, we do it in our friendships, we do it in just everyday chores that we have to do. We put things off. And sure, I mean, if you end up not going to the grocery store today and just ordering a pizza tonight, yeah, sure. But when it comes to the big things, to the principles that guide your life, to the Stoic principles that can really make your life a lot better, it's very tempting to put them off too, to quickly go back to your old ways and do it that way today, and then tomorrow you can always start, right? Tomorrow I will do this, tomorrow I will do that, tomorrow I will be a better person, tomorrow I will break this habit, tomorrow I will not do that again. Nonsense. You have to do it now. You have to start now. And I'll put this very dramatically, but for all you know, tomorrow you'll be dead. Life is fickle, you don't know what's going to happen. You could be gone tomorrow, right? So be a good person today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Don't say, well, this is why I hate these things of, well, come January 1st, I'm going to eat less, stop smoking, drink less, meet my friends more, start working out, doing this. Why? Do it now. Start now, right now. There's no time to lose. You only get a certain number of years on Earth. You don't know how many years. So basically, I think, I want to say this was Seneca, but every day you live, I think I read this in one of Ryan Holiday's books. I wonder if this was something that he said. I'm sorry, I can't attribute this quote. That's my fault. But every day you live, you withdraw a day from the bank. And at some point, the bank's out. The bank of life is gone and you're dead, right? You only have a certain number of days. So you either choose to use them well or you will waste your life. And let's not make this all esoteric about reincarnation or all that stuff. For all intents and purposes, you get one life. And if you keep putting things off, you are ruining your own life because you can be happy. I believe that. Everyone can be happy. And what I've tried to do in these 50 or so videos, what is it? No, it's not that many, is it? About 30, 40 or so, because we combined some chapters, is try and expound these Stoic principles. They have been very helpful to me. I'm not perfect. I cannot say I'm happy every second of every day, but I'm a lot happier than I've been in a long time. because I continuously apply these principles as often and as consistently as I can. And it has helped me. And I think it can help many people. And many people have told me that it has helped them. But you have to do it now. There is no time to waste for these things. Put it in practice now. And that, of course, is where the other famous and beautiful quote from Marcus Aurelius comes in. Stop talking about what it means to be a good man. Be one. And it really is that simple. If you say, well, tomorrow I will try to do better, well, then you've made up your mind that you can do better, then why not do it today? Mistakes creep in and we do things wrong and we say things we didn't want to say. It happens to all of us. But at the end of the day, if you've made these mistakes, why didn't you try to be a better person that day, as opposed to putting it off? Well, yeah, but tomorrow I will not smoke anymore. But tomorrow I will be kinder. Tomorrow I will. No, now. Now is the time, not tomorrow. You could be dead tomorrow. The whole world could be gone tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen. Do it now. And forgive yourself when you've made a mistake and you've not been a perfect Stoic. No one is. That's fine. But you have to act now. There's no time to waste. Now, if it comes to this next chapter, I don't find that the most interesting chapter, chapter 52. But it is interesting. Epictetus kind of harps on some principles and tries to make a logical story out of it. So, chapter 52, the first and most necessary area of philosophy is application of the principles, such as not to lie. The second area treats their proof, such as the grounds for the principle that one should not lie. Third comes the field that confirms and analyzes the proofs, such as investigating what makes this a proof, what proof is as such, and what validity, contradiction, truth, and falsehood are. Therefore, the third area is necessary because the second, and the second because of the first, but it is the first that is the most necessary and the one where we ought to stay. I agree. I'll come back to that. Continue the quote. In fact, though, we do the opposite. We spend our time on the third area, concentrating all our enthusiasm on it and neglecting the first one completely. The result is that we do tell lies while we are ready to advance the proofs that we shouldn't. Yes, when you read Stoic literature, there is, especially, for example, someone like Chrysippus, again, so that would be the third head of the Stoa. Most of his work has been destroyed, it just didn't survive time. But there's a lot of attention on providing evidence and proof for, well, there is some things within your control, things outside your control, and this is why we think that. And then huge logical debates on what if the universe is organized, then this, and then this, and then this. I don't really care. I don't really care about having logical proof for these principles. All I can tell you is I have applied these principles, and as I've shown you in these past 40 or so videos, I don't agree with everything the Stoics say, but that's the whole point. You have to be able to think for yourself. However, I do agree with a lot, if not most, of what the Stoics say. And therein lies the strength of Stoicism. These are principles that in my mind do not require logical proof, and I think that's kind of what Epictetus is getting at. Forget about the whole syllogisms and the reasoning, and the if this then that. No, just do it. Do it. Accept that there are certain things within your control and certain things outside of your control, right? And if it comes to the really esoteric Stoic thoughts about, say, the whole universe being a rational creature, yeah, well, believe it or don't believe it. I don't really care. And this is something that people sometimes make a point of. Yeah, but this whole Stoic philosophy is based on a weird idea that the universe is a rational logos. Well, yeah, that's where the Stoics got their idea of determinism. Strictly speaking, compatibilism, but basically, Stoics don't really seem to believe in much of a free will. The universe kind of determines everything, whether you call it logos or divine providence or God or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Everything is kind of determined. Yeah, sure, okay. But I don't really care whether it's determined or free will. What I care about is what I see in everyday life. And what I see in everyday life is some things are up to me and some things are not up to me. If someone calls me a name in a shop because I've knocked over the cart or whatever, I mean, it's just an absurd example, I can choose to respond aggressively or I can choose to smile it off. And whether my final response in that issue is determined by a rational universe or whether it's truly my choice, I don't really care. What I care about is that I do have that choice. And even if the outcome is determined, yeah, I still have something within my control, something outside my control. This is a very complicated discussion that we don't have to get into, but I do that. I make that choice. And if I make the quote-unquote wrong choice, I have to live with the consequences. Right? But all the logic surrounding this, the formal proof that the universe is rationally organized, that some Stoics go into, I don't really care. I just want these principles. Be virtuous as much as you can. Understand that some things are not within your control, and then don't pursue those things. Be kind to other people. These are things that everyone can apply, irrespective of whether there is logic, proof, and evidence for them, I think. And that's it. In the next video, we'll talk about the final chapter in the Enchiridion. And after that, I think I have some ideas on how to continue this series. I hope this was useful. I felt this one was a little disjointed, but there were some things that I wanted to get out, like this thing of proof and whether Stoicism can really be taken seriously, because how many of us accept that the universe is an animate, living, rational creature? I think given modern science, a lot of us would not. But I still think you can apply Stoic principles to life, whether you accept that or not. That was an important point for me. Okay, I hope this was useful. Hope you got something out of it. I'll see you next time. Bye.